I'm Joe Delara, and today I have 3 picks for tonight's NBA slate. My first pick is Luka Doncic under 3.5 turnovers. The reason I like this pick is they're playing the Brooklyn Nets, and the Brooklyn Nets are on the second game of a back-to-back. So they're going to have a little bit of tired legs, and Brooklyn also plays at one of the slowest paces in the league. And this goes along with what the Mavericks do. They play at one of the slower paces in the league, and they have a little bit more of a methodical offense. Part of why I like this pick is Luka, despite his absolutely incredible usage rate, it's like 44.5% this season, which is just unprecedented. He is always in control of himself. He's always in control of the offense. And most importantly, he's always in control of the ball. And with that in mind, he's gone under this line in his past 2 games. He's got turnovers of 4, 3, and 3. But if we look back into last season even, he really does not turn the ball over that much. He's gone under this line in 8 of his last 10 games. And given the fact that we're getting this at plus 105, I love the under 3.5 turnovers. I expect the Mavericks to really eviscerate this Brooklyn Nets defense that doesn't really have an identity, doesn't really have a plan, and Luka is going to be the engine behind that. And I fully expect the Mavericks to play well, I expect them to win, and I expect Luka and his ball control to be a major part of that. So I like under 3.5 turnovers. For my second 2 picks, I'm going to be turning to the Sacramento Kings versus the Memphis Grizzlies. And part of why I like both of these picks is due to the pace. The Kings play at one of the fastest paces in the league, and I expect to see a lot of transition play. I expect to see a lot of ball movement between both of these teams that have elite point guards leading their teams in Ja Morant and De'Aaron Fox. You guys have heard me. I talk about Tyrese Halliburton all the time and how separating him and De'Aaron Fox was really great, I think, for both of their careers. And one of the things that I like about De'Aaron Fox and the prop that I like for him is for him to go over 36.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's actually gone over this in 9 of his last 10 games in all 3 games this season with an average PRA of 44.3, and his 3 games this season are 47, 45, and 43 as well. So I expect this to be a fast-paced game. Fox has been cruising over his points total, and he's contributing both rebounds and assists. So I really like this play, and I like the ability of Fox to really lead this offense against a Memphis Grizzlies team who's missing their best defender in Jaren Jackson Jr. With that in mind, I think that they are obviously going to need to keep Steven Adams on the floor. He's had to play big minutes, and one of the plays that I like for him is for him to go over 2.5 assists. There's a lot of juice in this line, but I think if you play this at the base and get those 4+ assists at plus money as an alternate line, that's going to be a great spot. Adams is only averaging 2 assists this season per game, but when we look at his potentials, he's at 7 potential assists. He's got a great 2-man game with Desmond Bane, Ja Morant, and Dillon Brooks. So I expect this, like I said, to be a fast-paced game, and I think that there's going to be a little bit more opportunity. And with those types of potential assists, a lot of times with guards, I'm a little bit more skeptical, but those big man potential assists usually seem to convert. So I like this. He was going over this line in over 50% of his games last season. I expect this to kind of regress to the mean, and I'll take Steven Adams over 2.5 assists, and I'll sprinkle the 4+ when it's available. So to recap, my 3 favorite plays for today's games are Luka Doncic under 3.5 turnovers, De'Aaron Fox over 36.5 points, rebounds, and assists, and Steven Adams over 2.5 assists with a sprinkle on the 4+ as soon as it's available. So like I said, those are my favorite picks, and best of luck on all your wagers today.